You're live. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's Brando Linick here, and this is my thought on really how to start a junk hauling business. Now, I'm going to share with you how you can do this, having done it before, having gotten around a lot of successful people who have done it, and also not so successful people who have done it, and the big difference between the two. So I'm going to touch base on this. I'm also going to share with you just critical information you got to know when it comes to building your own business. But a junk hauling business, alright, simple business to start. A lot of people tend to overconfuse and overwhelm themselves when it comes to business and business in general. Honestly, once you legalize your business, which is not rocket science, okay, getting your license, registering your business, making sure that it abides by the laws, okay, if you have a truck, if you have a trailer, okay, if you have stuff where you can haul junk in, then you can just start putting yourself out there on Craigslist, start putting yourself out there on social media, start expanding your influence and marketing yourself in ways that are actually effective. And that's how you can get going, alright? And in essence, that's exactly how you can get started. And this is something that I, like I said, had ventured into with a really close friend of mine. And that's the exact process that we started with. In fact, we started posting things up on Craigslist, and within our first week, we already had like 2 people who needed stuff that was hauled. But what we did was we looked at our competitors' prices and obviously lowered them down so that, we could get customers a little bit easier and offer more of service, more value to those people. So it can be that simple, alright? It's not that difficult. But I will tell you this. Hauling junk from one place to another, dumping it off all day long, doing that, the process of maintaining that on an everyday basis and then doing it on an everyday basis yourself, it can be grunt work, alright? I'm just being completely open with you and transparent, having done it before, alright? It can be grunt work, and unless you really enjoy it, unless you really enjoy driving around, picking up junk, hauling it around, dropping it off at drop sites, unless you enjoy that process, I would throw your way before you consider starting a business in that area. If you're only looking at it to build yourself an income, if you're only looking at doing it to build yourself a business to be your own boss, pardon me, learn how to build a leveraged business. The best thing you can do is learn how to build a profit margin that's really high in your business, but without having to drive around and without the workload of equipment, supplies, employees, or any of that stuff. And I've got a lead I want to throw your way before you consider heading down that road if that's what you're looking for to build a business, to build your own income. And my story with this goes back a year ago when I transitioned from this business model and I came across a person who was building a business without driving around all the time, picking up and hauling things out and putting them on drop sites. And because they weren't doing that, dealing with supplies, equipment, employees, they didn't have any of that. They were building a high multiple 6-figure income because they had less overhead, which means their profits and income was higher, and they had more time freedom to do what they wanted because they didn't have to manage and maintain that overhead. Alright, so I hope that makes sense from a business perspective. So they weren't doing this, and what they were really doing was actually just building a business and doing so what you're doing right now on the internet. They're building a business on the internet, which eliminated all that stuff. Alright, it did all the heavy lifting for them pretty much in a sense, and those aren't average or typical results. I'm not going to tell you that the internet's the only way to go to build a business, but the cool part was they had such a high profit margin without that overhead and managing and maintaining that they're able to pick up and travel and be able to do what they wanted when they wanted to do it, obviously working and putting in work, but they had lucrativeness and freedom. And because they were doing that, I started model and copying them less than about 90 days in total, about the first month, but 90 days in total. I was able to create from scratch a full-time income business working part-time and walk away from corporate America, put my traditional business off to the side, and haven't looked back since, which is why I want to emphasize again, if you want to build a business to create time freedom, leverage, and flexibility, if that is what you're looking for, learn how to leverage the internet. Learn how to leverage what you're already using right now so you don't have to go bug your friends and family and pitch people and do hotel meetings and briefings. Learn how to use the internet to where you can attract people to you through systems, and you can build your business without dealing with the employees and equipment supplies. So I hope that makes sense to you from a business perspective. And if you're following me here and you would like to learn more, and ending with this video about how to build a business online, you can always connect with me on my site after. It's 123marketingtips.com. But regardless of that, now you know how to actually start a junk hauling business in simple form, and you also know how to build a highly profitable business where you can do what you want, when you want. Obviously, if you got to put in work, you got to learn some things, but if you are interested in learning how to build a business online, make sure to check out my site after. But aside from that, hope you got value, and I look forward to seeing your success story and seeing you on the beaches of the world. Take care.